and welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And today I am trying the Hampden Estate Pure Single Malt Jamaican Rum 1753. And it's a true Jamaican rum. And it was founded in 1753, but as a sugar plantation. So they really wanted to produce sugar, and it was founded by a Scotsman. So a little bit of a Scottish history. Maybe he introduced then the distilling from a bit of whiskey that he brought from Scotland, but not quite sure. It changed hands over the years, and now it is in the hands of the Hampden Distillery it's in family hands, and they decided not to only give to the blend industry. Usually what they do, they produce kind of a white rum, and then they ship it over to Europe to be matured there in a more mild climate with less angel's share, and have it in the blend industry. But they decided to go more single rum, so they call it a pure single Jamaican rum. Nice. And they give an age statement 3 years. Maturing in a tropical climate, 3 years is considered like medium rum. It's about 2.5 to 5 times longer, so this will be somewhere between an 8 to 15-year-old. Whereas you have a lot more additional maturation, like flavors you get from the casks, but less reductive maturation, less oxidization, where you get unwanted flavors, these lighter metholic, alcoholic notes that get oxidized. So you have less of that, but more of the additive maturation. What else is there to say? They are very traditionally Jamaican, as you can be. They have their molasses rum. They have very long fermentation duration, 8 to 15 days, in their yeast pits with wild yeast. They don't add any yeast. They have they use the dunder, and that gives you one of the yeasts will always survive there, and that gives you a bit of it gives you continuity. You always think of wild yeast like something different grows every time. The most strong yeast in a pit that is used very often, that actually has just one yeast growing in there. I don't know. Maybe some dunder pits are different. I'll see when I come to the Jamaican island. Then we have distillation on pot stills. They use double retort stills. Double retort stills is just you have a pot, and then you have kind of a doubler kind of thingy, a retort, and then you have another retort, another doubler kind of thingy, and then you have condenser, and you can then open the lines like differently, have the second retort flow to the first, or the first into the pot and stuff, or heat that stuff, or use it in the next run, use it in this run. You can do a lot of things with that, or just throw it away, depending on what kind of flavor you want to create. They say they had an HLCF and Hampton Light continental flavor, so they do a bit of different flavors at the distillery. Sounds like no sugar added, no color. No, that's good. That is a good idea. And so what else is there to say? I like it that they go more single estate. It's a bit of a trouble, because we have such high angel's share losses if you mature in the tropical islands. So that is always, as a mechanical engineer who is striving for excellency and efficiency, that is just not good. But it gives the rums really a tropical kind of flavor, a unique kind of flavor if you matured in such warm climates. Whereas the Jamaican island is a bit more northern, is a bit more inland, so it's a bit colder than you have like at the very west with the West Indies. But if you compare it to Scotland to these three islands, or three places, You have like Jamaica and the West Indies. There is like a difference between 2-3 degrees maybe, and the difference between anywhere in the Caribbean and Scotland is 28, 29, 30 to 7 or 8 degrees Celsius. So that is 22 degrees difference between Scotland. So there's a lot more between Europe and the West Indies or Jamaica. Oh, that's a spicy one. Yeah, it has a bit of a fruitiness with a lot of spiciness. And if you're sniffing it for the first time, there's just a lot of spiciness. And it's that kind of Jamaican high ester spiciness that is also a bit, some people smell it as like gasoline. Some people smell it a little bit like, fermentation, kind of that kind of thing. Some people, this time I do have a bit more of that crunchy roasted nut feeling going with it. Yeah, but it's very demanding, and this one is a bit stronger. I would rate it. I've tried it already with the German take. I would rate it between 300 and 400. It's strong, but it's not like way off. You can go with 1,000, 1,500 and something like that. And I did have that with Grand Arôme, with the French alternative to that. Yeah, so I would say it's still durable. It's 300 to 400. Maybe it goes a little bit less than 300, but it's hard to quantify it with just tasting. It is doable. It's a nice high ester kind of spirit with a lot of fruitiness, a lot of aroma, a little bit of fresh note, like a metholic, alcoholic note to it, but combined with that strong Easter spiciness, demanding kind of flavors, herby flavors, a little bit of a bourbon touch, vanilla caramel to it. I really like it. It's a strong mix of all kinds of flavors, and I do get it why Hampden is actually succeeding as a single rum, as a distillery rum, because that stuff is pretty good, and it's a 3-year-old, give or take, successful with the more advanced crowd, I would say. I wouldn't think of this as like a everyday rum or a beginner's rum or a supermarket rum. I don't think you could sell this, except probably Jamaica, in the supermarket, because not many people would appreciate that kind of depth and extremity within the flavor if you're not into the hobby. Oh. Okay, I've tried it now in German and in English, and I have to say, it's nice, it's demanding, it's strong, but I'm glad that it's over, because it can be overwhelming. And with my second glass of that, I would say for me the overwhelming point is reached. But I'm still with high Easter, a bit of a newbie still. I've tried about 20, 30 high Easter rums, and Grand Arômes included, and they are interesting, but they didn't pull me into them up to yet. I'm probably like where Horst is when he says, these are the bit of the stinky, phenolic, smoky whiskeys. I would compare them to that. That's a pretty good comparison, because if I tell you now it's like 300 to 400 grams per hectoliter of Easters, you might have something totally different. This is just my subjective analysis of what is inside that glass, and I would guess it around 300. So that was it for the Hampden Estate 1753 Pure Single Jamaican Rum. You can find it on Whisky.com for about 57.90 euros, depending on taxes and where you live. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.